Alright, I've never done this before, but I just feel like it's appropriate to do because I'm a dedicated Volumes fan, and I really think that giving On Her Mind an honest review is appropriate just because I've been a fan for so long, and I should be able to critique it the way I want to, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm in my girlfriend's room, so don't mind all the posters and stuff you see in the back because it's not mine. But anyways, so I've been a fan of Volumes for 6 years now. I'm about to be 22 years old next month, and I found them in 2011, like right when Via dropped. The first song I listened to by them was Affirmation of Ascension, and it blew me away. Like it was just incredible. But anyways, so I think to me, being an OG fan, the way that Volumes sound is going right now, it's just like I'm not trying to be a hater, but it's to me it's like a step backward, and I'm going to explain like in bigger detail why I think it's a step backward. Um, so basically, I'm gonna like tell you about their discography and like I'm gonna explain myself. So we've got the concept of dreaming, which came out first, I think, in 2010, and it came out obviously before I found them, but I went back and listened to the EP like the moment I figured out they released that too, because they made the Colombian Faction actually before Via for that EP, as a single, I guess though. But both versions of the song are good. But anyways, the concept of dreaming was extremely raw, but it was also extremely intricate and like really heavy. And you could just tell back when that release was out, they were trying to be like that next big heavy band coming along. Like no one knew who they were, but they just came out with a bang and everybody loved it. There was like almost no negativity with that EP at all. But then 2011 came around, and that's when I found Affirmation of Ascension, which is on Via, and that blew me away. Like it was just such an incredible song, and I was like, I gotta hear more. Like this band is awesome, and the fact like those two, the EP and the album are pretty similar, but I think the EP is just a teensy bit more like. I'm not gonna say it's more heavy because those are both equally like heavy, but I'm trying to explain it. It's like the EP had more of a like a chuggy sound to it, but that's I guess that's the only way I can explain it. But either way, um, the concept of dreaming was still a good EP either way. But anyways, Via had like the perfect combination of clean vocals because I'm not a big fan of clean vocals. I like some. It just depends on how you do it or you like um, portray it or whatever the word is. I don't know. But yeah, the Colombian Faction and Edge of the Earth had little bits of clean vocals, and I thought it was perfect. Like the way they mixed it and everything. Like the album was just a perfectly creative album. Like everything on it, you could tell that they put so much time into it, and like every track that was recorded, like it was just so intricate and it was so different because there was not that many heavy bands out at the time that had any kind of sound even close to what they sounded like. And I know that the original guitarist that left was like a main writer of that album, but either way, like that album was absolutely perfect. And Michael Barr was in the band at the time, and I really enjoyed his vocals. I thought he was like the strong point of the band, for the longest point of time. But then you fast forward to 2014, and we got No Sleep. And this is when I like started realizing that I like to me, and again, I'm just giving some constructive criticism because I still love No Sleep, but this is when I started seeing that I felt like their creative process was like going down because the riffs in that album to me didn't sound anywhere near as intricate as Via was. Like it just sounded like they were being like they were like adding more clean vocals, which wasn't bad because Michael Barr hopped on some clean vocals for that song, and uh, Volley is like my favorite song on the album, like to this day, and the mixture. But the whole album is enjoyable either way. Like I still really love No Sleep, and I still listen to it all the time. But I just thought that um, the creative process and like the riffs didn't sound like as technical and like progressive as Via, which again I didn't really care. I was just like, oh, they kind of sound a little different, but they're still heavy and they're still really genty, as people like to call them. So then, now you fast forward, and we're waiting and waiting, but then Michael Barr leaves the band. Um, I guess because he wanted to pursue his pop career, whatever, I don't know. But anyways, he left the band and they picked up Mike Terry, and then they finally released a song called Feels Good. Um, Feels Good was a pretty good song. I actually really, really enjoyed it because it brought back the traditional volume sound from like No Sleep. It was almost identical, just with Mike Terry. And even his vocals sounded like Michael Barr on that, which a lot of people were saying. And that whole song was just really good. I actually enjoyed it. And, there's not much to say about it. It just kind of sounds like a track that could have been added to No Sleep. But anyways, then now, like I think it was only a few days ago, we got On Her Mind. And honestly, I really don't know what to think of On Her Mind because it's got Puya in it, which I listen to Puya a little bit because I like some rap music. I'm not big on it like I used to be, like when I was younger. But I like mangle with that whole group of people like Suicide Boys and Puya and all of those people because I know Puya collaborates with Suicide Boys a lot. And I know Gus is good friends with all of them. But anyways, the track to me, it just like I really don't even have words for it. Excuse me, because it starts out kind of heavy. It's got kind of like a new metal-y sound almost. I'm not gonna call them new metal because Volumes is not new metal, and they probably never will be. But it's got like you'll have to listen to it to know exactly what I'm like talking about. But then Puya comes in and he throws his verse and whatever. It's cool because they got Puya, and it's gonna like make them blow up and make him blow up because like the fan bases clash together. Puya's fan base is gonna see that song and be like, "Holy shit!" And then Volume's fan base is gonna find out Puya and then like reach out to all these other rappers and shit too. But anyways, I just feel like that song was like, and again, I don't mean any disrespect towards Volumes because I love them and I've been a fan for a very long time and I buy a lot of their merch. Like I've got a lot of their stuff. I've got a hoodie and some shirts and a bunch of other shit, and I bought all their albums. But I just feel like the song was like boring and lackluster. It was very, very plain. There wasn't a whole lot of anything to it. It was just like a typical song you'd probably hear from any regular metalcore band with like some rapping and shit on it. And like I said, I'm not trying to be harsh, but it's just I feel like they're dumb. Like I shouldn't say dumbing down, but it just that doesn't sound like Volumes is trying to push themselves. And I understand like going to a new route and like changing their sound a little bit or trying a new approach, but it's like it doesn't make sense because like for the longest time, um like at least for me, I've known them for how heavy and technical they are. Like I got into them for that very reason because they were like a technical band and they didn't sound like anybody else. And now that their sound is starting to blend in with every other band that's coming out, especially because of the chorus, and no hate towards Mike Terry, but like that chorus is weak. Like there shouldn't be that much singing in my opinion. Like they need to like not do that. And I know it's probably sounding stupid like I'm trying to like tell them what to do, but it's just like I don't know. I just feel really disappointed in that song. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. And I have high hopes for the new album. I can't remember what it's called. I haven't really been keeping up with it too much, but cuz I've been too busy with stuff, but um I just hope the album like doesn't sound a whole lot like that song because like either way I'm going to buy it still, but I'm probably not going to be able to get into it as much. Like I've even tried to listen through On Her Mind a few times and it hasn't even clicked with me. Normally songs that are catchy will click with me and then I'm like, okay, this song's not that bad. But this one I can't get into it. Like I just don't like it. And and I think I speak for a lot of other people that are dedicated fans for Volumes because we were expecting them to come out with a bang with like this most crazy shit and it's like I guess crazy in the opposite spectrum. Like it's a bunch of like poppy clean vocal type stuff and like I don't know, just a different sound. And I don't think they'll ever see this video, but if they did, I don't mean any disrespect towards you guys. Um, I just feel like I have a right to voice my opinion on you guys since I've been a fan for so long, and I've done so much to like support you guys and all that, and it's just kind of crazy to me. But like I said, I'm not gonna use that track. Um, to base the whole album because, like I said, Feels Good was really good. So if they have music like that, I'll more than likely get into the album. But I just wanted to put my 2 cents on her mind because, like, it just wasn't good to me. But I don't know. If anybody sees this, let me know what you guys think about it because I want to hear some other opinions on it. Because I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this. But peace.